Good morning and welcome to Cafe Talk. I'm Emily, here with Lisa for 3 stories about limits and choices.
Morning. Limits sounds serious, but I brought coffee and a very optimistic pencil.
Today is August 7. We have technology spending, a market reaction, and a small science story in wool.
Big money, a worried market, and curly sheep hair. My pencil is stretching already.
Our keyword is constraint. A constraint is something that limits what can happen or how fast it can happen.
Like one tiny suitcase for a long trip. Suddenly, every sock has a dramatic job interview.
Exactly. Constraints can be physical, financial, or practical.
And they do not always mean stop. Sometimes they mean please choose carefully.
First, Amazon is raising its technology-related investment plan for 2026.
Then, Apple shows why strong numbers and a nervous reaction can sit at the same table.
Finally, we look at why some wool has a wavy structure called crimp. A science story hiding in a sweater. That feels very Friday. We'll stay with the reported facts and avoid guessing beyond them. Facts first. My pencil can keep its little predictions in its pocket. At Cafe Talk, we turn news into English you can use in ordinary conversation. Subscribe if you enjoy this and listen for constraint, scale up, and mixed reaction. Let's begin with a company planning a very large technology investment. Then we'll follow the numbers before ending with wool that refuses to be boring. Amazon raised its 2026 technology-related capital spending plan from $200 billion to $220 billion. $20 billion more makes my grocery list feel shy and underdressed. The plan covers AI and other technology. We should not describe the whole increase as AI spending alone. Right, one big label shouldn't swallow every box in the warehouse. The report also says AWS revenue grew 37% from a year earlier. That is a number with some bounce. It makes me picture a cloud wearing running shoes. It was AWS's strongest growth rate in 18 quarters, according to the report. So the cloud is running, but it still needs somewhere to put all those shoes. Andy Jassy said AI demand could stay strong through 2028, while capacity constraints remain. There's our keyword. People may want more, but the room and equipment can't appear by magic. Exactly. Capacity constraints are limits on how much a system can provide at a given time. Like my oven at a party. Everybody wants cookies, but it only has one shelf. The report does not guarantee demand or tell us what happens after 2028. My optimistic pencil accepts that. It has stopped drawing a rocket on the chart. You can say, we need to scale up, but we have capacity constraints. That works for a small workshop too, not only for a giant company. The careful point is growth alongside a real limit. A big plan, a fast-growing cloud, and one very firm doorframe. Our second story is about Apple after its June quarter results.
This is where numbers can smile while everyone in the room still looks worried.
The company reported strong figures, but its services business was weaker and supply constraints concerned investors.
So it is not one neat thumbs up or thumbs down, it's a tray with both hot cups and cold cups.
After the results, Apple's share price fell sharply and the loss of market value drew attention.
We don't need an exact price to understand that people reacted strongly.
Tim Cook described advanced chips and memory costs as significant constraints.
Tiny parts, huge consequences. That's the kind of sentence that makes a pencil sit up straight.
We shouldn't call the quarter weak because the reported figures were strong.
And we shouldn't say supply constraints were the only reason for the market move.
Exactly. A mixed reaction means different facts can point in different directions.
Like choosing a restaurant with lovely chairs and a very long wait. My feelings become a committee.
You might say, the results were strong, but the outlook drew concern.
That sentence leaves room for both sides without making them fight in the same tiny box.
We won't add a future sales forecast, a product shortage number, or an exact stock price.
Good. My pencil was about to invent tiny price tags again.
The useful lesson is to separate a reported result from an interpretation of it.
Strong results and a worried reaction can both be true on the same Friday.
Our final story is quieter, why some wool is wavy. Finally, a subject where curly sounds like a compliment and not a weather report. Nature's Archive discusses wool crimp, the wavy structure in some wool fibers. Crimp sounds like a tiny bend doing its best dance move. The report connects the way hair bends and the structure of the coat with fiber quality and biology. So a sweater can be a little science museum, as long as nobody asks me to label the exhibits. We should not say every kind of wool becomes wavy for the same reason. Different sheep, different curls, different personalities. I am not assigning prizes. Nor should we rank fiber quality or add performance numbers that aren't reported. My imaginary sheep pageant is canceled before lunch. Very responsible of us. Here, structure lets us talk about how the parts are arranged or built. You can talk about the structure of a coat, a building, or even a sentence. This story makes a familiar material feel less ordinary. I may look at a scarf and wonder what tiny bends are having a meeting inside it. That's a nice way to stay curious without making claims beyond the report. Curiosity is allowed. A fake sheep certificate is not. Today's 3 stories all show limits shaping what people see and do. A company scales up, a market reacts, and wool keeps one small mystery. Look closely fits when you slow down and notice small details instead of rushing past them. I can do that with a scarf. First I say, nice scarf, and then I become a tiny detective with no badge. The report gives us a reason to look closely, but not a reason to invent a full explanation for every fiber. Good. My detective is curious, not qualified to interview a sheep. You might say, I never noticed that before, when an ordinary object reveals an interesting detail. That's exactly how I feel when I find a pocket in a coat I have owned for 2 years. In this story, the detail is wool crimp and its connection with bending hair and coat structure. A tiny curve can carry a whole little story, even if it doesn't give a speech about itself. We can also say a material has a particular structure without deciding whether that structure is better than another one. Like cookies. Different shapes, no need to hold a championship before breakfast. Exactly. The reported point is about science in a familiar material, not a shopping guide or a quality ranking. My scarf is relieved. It only wanted to be warm and slightly mysterious. That calm curiosity is useful in news conversations, too. Notice the detail, then stay with what's confirmed. Notice first, imagine a little, and keep the imaginary sheep certificate at home. That's a good Friday habit. It leaves room for wonder without turning wonder into a fact. And it gives my pencil a job. Draw one gentle curl, not an entire wool economy. Today, Amazon raised a technology investment plan. Apple faced a mixed reaction, and wool gave us a science question.
One story had a very large number, one had careful reading, and one had secretly stylish sheep.
Our key word, constraint, is a limit that affects what is possible.
It can be a busy oven, a crowded room, or a company needing more capacity.
Which story interested you most? A. Amazon's investment. B. Apple's reaction. C. Wavy wool.
I choose C. I enjoy when an ordinary scarf quietly has a science backstory.
I chose B because it shows why one headline rarely tells the whole story.
Tell us your choice and why in the comments.
Any language is welcome, and a short answer is fine. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for another chat tomorrow. Notice one constraint in your day and see how you adjust around it. Maybe it's a tiny oven, a tiny suitcase, or a very curly scarf. See you tomorrow.